Glen Rogers and Paul John Knowles, the deadly charms of two Casanova killers. Prepare to delve into the dark world of charm and murder. We examine the chilling similarities between two notorious serial killers, Glen Rogers, facing execution, and Paul John Knowles, the original Casanova Killer. Their stories are a stark reminder of the evil that can lurk beneath a captivating facade. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Glen Rogers, dubbed the Casanova Killer, is scheduled to be executed by lethal injection on May 15th. This date marks the culmination of a long legal battle for a man convicted of unspeakable crimes. The clock is ticking. Governor Ron DeSantis signed Rogers' death warrant on April 15th, setting the stage for his execution. This act officially initiated the final phase of the legal process. The state of Florida is preparing to carry out its sentence. Rogers was convicted of first-degree murder, armed robbery, and grand theft of a motor vehicle. These charges stem from the brutal killing of Tina Marie Cribbs in 1995. The evidence against him was overwhelming. Tina Marie Cribbs was the victim in the case that sealed Rogers' fate. Her tragic story is a central part of this grim narrative. Her life was cut short in a senseless act of violence. Rogers met Cribbs at a bar in Tampa, a chance encounter that would prove fatal. This seemingly innocuous meeting set in motion a chain of events leading to her death. The bar became the starting point of a nightmare. Cribbs agreed to drive Rogers home, a gesture of kindness that cost her everything. This simple act of trust was tragically misplaced. It highlights the danger of trusting strangers. Cribbs never returned home, her disappearance sparking a frantic search. Her absence left a void in the lives of her loved ones. The search for her ended in the worst possible way. While in custody in Kentucky, Rogers boasted of killing 70 women, a claim that remains largely unverified. This chilling confession painted a picture of a man consumed by violence. The sheer scale of the alleged killings is horrifying. Rogers even claimed responsibility for the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, a claim that drew widespread attention. This audacious assertion added another layer of notoriety to his already infamous reputation. The Simpson case remains one of the most debated in history. The Los Angeles Police Department dismissed Rogers' claim regarding the Simpson murders. They found no credible evidence to support his assertion. This dismissal cast doubt on the veracity of his other claims. Rogers was convicted in 2 murder cases, one in Florida and one in California. These convictions solidified his status as a dangerous serial killer. He is currently incarcerated in Florida, awaiting his execution. Currently, Rogers is incarcerated in Florida, where he awaits his impending execution. His days are numbered as the legal process nears its end. The weight of his crimes hangs heavy. Rogers' lawyers are rushing to finalize all legal proceedings in a last-ditch effort to appeal his sentence. They are exploring every possible avenue to prevent his execution. The legal battle continues until the very end. Rogers has 2 adult children from his first marriage, a detail that adds a human dimension to this grim story. They must grapple with the reality of their father's crimes. Their lives have been forever impacted by his actions. Paul John Knowles, active in 1974, earned the moniker the Casanova Killer long before Rogers. His reign of terror gripped the nation. He was a master manipulator. Knowles is suspected of murdering at least 18 people across 7 states, though the true number may be higher. His killing spree left a trail of devastation. The full extent of his crimes may never be known. Knowles was known for his charm and good looks, traits he used to lure his victims. He exploited the trust of unsuspecting individuals. His charisma masked a dark and violent nature. Knowles was apprehended by Vietnam veteran David Clark in November 1974. A pivotal moment in the case. Clark's bravery brought an end to Knowles' reign of terror. He became an unlikely hero. Knowles was charged with 7 murders and linked to 11 more, a testament to the scope of his crimes. The evidence against him was substantial. He was facing a mountain of legal challenges. Knowles bragged about killing up to 35 people, a claim that remains unverified, but paints a disturbing picture. His boasts revealed a chilling lack of remorse. He seemed to revel in his notoriety. Knowles was killed by police during an alleged escape attempt, preventing him from ever standing trial. His death brought a swift and controversial end to the case. Justice was never fully served. Knowles never made it to trial, leaving many questions unanswered. The circumstances surrounding his death remain a subject of debate. The lack of a trial denied closure to many victims' families. Paul John Knowles was born in Orlando, Florida, and grew up in Jacksonville. His early life was marked by instability and a troubled upbringing. These factors may have contributed to his later criminal behavior. Knowles had early trouble with the law, a sign of things to come. His juvenile record foreshadowed his future as a violent offender. He seemed destined for a life of crime. Knowles was convicted of kidnapping a police officer at the age of 19, a serious offense that landed him in prison. This conviction marked a turning point in his life. He was now firmly on the path of criminality. Knowles spent 8 years in and out of jail, a cycle of incarceration and release. He failed to rehabilitate during his time in prison. He continued to reoffend upon his release. Knowles met his girlfriend, Angela Kovic, while in prison, a relationship that further complicated his life. Their relationship was unconventional and fraught with challenges. It added another layer to his complex story. Knowles was paroled on the condition of moving to San Francisco, an attempt to give him a fresh start. This was an opportunity for him to turn his life around. However, he quickly squandered it. Knowles never made it to work and left California after only 4 days, abandoning his parole conditions. He showed a complete disregard for the law and the terms of his release. He was unwilling to change his ways. Knowles broke out of jail in Florida, setting off a deadly chain of events. This escape marked the beginning of his most violent period. He was now a fugitive with nothing to lose. Knowles' first alleged victim was Alice Curtis, a retired teacher. Her murder shocked the community and marked the beginning of his killing spree. She was an innocent victim of his senseless violence. Knowles embarked on a 4-month spree across multiple states, leading a trail of death and destruction. His mobility made him difficult to track. He terrorized communities across the Southeast. Knowles' victims included women, men, and children, demonstrating his indiscriminate violence. He showed no mercy and no regard for human life. His victims came from all walks of life. Some of Knowles' victims were sexually assaulted, adding another layer of depravity to his crimes. These acts of sexual violence further underscored his brutality. He was a predator in every sense of the word. Knowles had no apparent motive for the murders, making his actions even more terrifying. His killings seemed random and senseless. This lack of motive made him even more unpredictable. Knowles was described as a martial arts expert with no compunction about killing, making him a formidable and dangerous opponent. His physical skills made him even more deadly. He was a trained killer. Barbara Maybe Abel survived being held captive by Knowles, a rare instance of survival. Her story provides a glimpse into his methods and his mindset. She was fortunate to escape with her life. Knowles met British journalist Sandy Fox, who became a reluctant participant in his story. Their encounter added a bizarre twist to the narrative. She gained a unique and terrifying insight into his mind. Knowles kidnapped Abel and took a state trooper hostage, escalating his crimes to a new level of audacity. These acts of violence demonstrated his complete disregard for the law. He was becoming increasingly desperate. Knowles took another hostage, a Delaware man, further complicating the situation. He was now holding multiple people against their will. The situation was spiraling out of control. Knowles killed the trooper and the Delaware man, demonstrating his willingness to commit any act of violence. These murders solidified his reputation as a ruthless killer. He showed no remorse for his actions. Knowles crashed through a police roadblock and escaped on foot, evading capture once again. His ability to evade law enforcement prolonged his reign of terror. He was a master of escape. Clark, a 27-year-old hospital mechanic, encountered Knowles, a chance meeting that would change both of their lives. Clark's actions would ultimately lead to Knowles' capture. He was an ordinary man who rose to the occasion. Knowles claimed to have been in an automobile accident, attempting to deceive Clark. He used his charm and deception to try to gain Clark's trust. He was a skilled manipulator. Clark retrieved his shotgun and confronted Knowles, a decisive action that prevented further violence. He recognized the danger and acted quickly. His bravery saved lives. Knowles dropped his shotgun and complied with Clark's instructions, realizing he had been outsmarted. He knew he was no match for Clark's determination. He surrendered without a fight. Clark directed Knowles to ask neighbors to call the police, ensuring his capture. He maintained control of the situation and prevented Knowles from escaping. He was calm and collected under pressure. Knowles expressed fear of being shot by police, revealing his awareness of the consequences of his actions. He knew he was facing serious charges. He was afraid of the justice he deserved. Police arrived and arrested Knowles, bringing an end to his reign of terror. His capture brought relief to communities across the Southeast. The nightmare was finally over. Knowles was charged with multiple murders in different states, facing a lifetime behind bars. He was finally being held accountable for his crimes. The legal process was set to begin. Knowles was shot and killed by law enforcement during an alleged escape attempt, preventing him from ever facing justice in a courtroom. His death remains a controversial topic. The circumstances surrounding his death are still debated. Knowles allegedly freed himself from handcuffs and grabbed an officer's gun, leading to the fatal shooting. This version of events has been questioned by some. The truth may never be fully known. David Clark received no official recognition for his role in the capture of Knowles, a fact that has been a source of frustration for him. His bravery was largely overlooked. He deserved to be recognized for his heroism. Clark wanted the story to be told correctly, ensuring that his role in Knowles' capture was accurately portrayed. He wanted the truth to be known. He felt it was important to set the record straight. Clark is glad that it all came to an end without anybody else getting killed, a sentiment shared by many. He is relieved that his actions prevented further bloodshed. He is a true hero. These two cases, separated by time but linked by the chilling use of charm as a weapon, serve as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath a captivating exterior. The stories of Glen Rogers and Paul John Knowles are cautionary tales. They highlight the importance of vigilance and awareness. If you found this investigation compelling, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth true crime analysis. Share this video with others who are interested in the psychology of serial killers and the complexities of the criminal justice system. Let's continue to explore these dark corners of human behavior together.